Information Station, WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is Jody Heberling. Jody is the co-president of the Christian County Historical Society and Museum. Jody, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. Glad to have you back around because we've got exciting news. We shared it a little bit last month, but now we get to double down on it because it's just coming up right around the corner. And that is an Earth Day celebration going on at the Christian County Historical Society. Jody, take me wherever you want to go with that, but Earth Day celebration, a lot to unpack here.
Well, Earth Day is actually tomorrow, the 22nd, but you won't get much of a crowd on a school day. So on Sunday, April 27th, from 1 to 4, we're having an Earth Day celebration. We aren't having a meal this year, but we will be serving warm apple crisp and ice cream. So you can get your sweet tooth fixed. And the beekeepers will be out there and with activities and stuff. We've got several activities for the kids to do, and they're all free. If they do several of the activities, they get a prize at the end of a jar full of seeds to plant their own garden when they get home. And kids have fun with that, starting plants and transplanting them and putting them out in the flower bed and watching them grow all summer. And the flowers attract the butterflies and stuff. So we got seeds for like butterfly gardens that'll be helping the environment and the bees. So the beekeepers will be out explaining to you about bees and showing you some bee stuff. We got Willie the Worm Farms coming again, and we have Emerald Gardens coming out. We will be making butter in the log cabin, who has had many upgrades since the last time you saw it. We did an extensive remodel repair on it this last year. So really excited to have people come out and check it out. So it'll be a great day. So we're having warm apple crisp with ice cream, root beer floats, and free children's activities. And this year we started something new, first annual Jim Blakely Memorial Pie Auction. It'll be at 2:00. And Jim we've been having a pie auction annually, but Jim was always such a good supporter that we decided we was going to name it after him. Okay. So we've got the first annual Jim Blakely Memorial Pie Auction. It'll be at 2:00. We'll have some really unique pies. I know there's a coconut cream coming. I know there's a rhubarb and gooseberry, peanut butter. I think there's a strawberry pie. I'm pretty sure there's blackberry.
Okay.
So I think you can get your taste of your favorite pie for sure. We have a local auctioneer coming out to donate his time and auction them off, and it'll be a fun activity and day, I'm sure.
I'm excited for you guys, and today we get to dive into a little bit more of those things, like the bee activities that are going on, like the flower seeds, and the Willie's Worm Farm as well. That'll be coming out as well. But the best part of all of it, free children's activities, all the other things that we're talking about here when it comes to the warm apple crisp with ice cream or a root beer float or whatever the case might be. That's your choice if you want to support and be a part of it. When it comes to the Memorial Pie Auction, you mentioned getting your favorites, but you might get a chance to maybe expand the palate a little bit. Let's say you haven't had a coconut cream pie or a key lime pie or whatever the case might be coming through. You get a chance at that too. So I'm really excited for you guys. Can you tell me a little bit more about the beekeepers and the activities that will be taking place?
It's the local beekeeping organization, and we have a unique building on our grounds that is the Bee Castle. And the guy that invented it had the insight of thinking that if you put all the hives inside this building, and then they put the chutes for the bees to go in and out of the hives along the outside edge, and then it'd be easier to gather the honey and everything. And the beekeepers have kind of researched it a little bit, and they'll be able to explain that in some ways it was successful, and in other ways it really didn't work as well as he thought it would. and they love to explain. Bees are their love.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a wonderful job of explaining how the queen works and how they have brought the hive out in a glass enclosed hive. I need to be careful with that. So there's not live bees around per se. I mean, we can't control the wild ones that decide they want to come check us out too. So they'll be there explaining questions for you. So if you've got an interest in bees, you'll get some one-on-one time to talk to the beekeepers, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help you out and explain some of your questions. And they're always really good about having some kind of a fun activity for the kids to experience.
Sure. And the hands-on experience, being a part of the bee castle and kind of learning what worked and what didn't work. That sounds awfully neat to me. So that's just one part of it. Then you turn to those flower seeds, like you mentioned, being able to plant a little garden at home, get your chance at transplanting, being a part of that. In terms of the flower seeds and things like that, could you explain how kids will get their hands on those and the different activities that'll kind of be around the flower seeds?
So it's my understanding that Emerald Gardens is coming out and going to teach the kids how to properly plant their seeds. And we'll be providing seeds if they do some activities.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be able to start their own garden at the end of the day, which helps the bees and the butterflies and all that. So it all ties back into Earth Day because we're helping the planet. And without flowers, bees can't pollinate. And if bees can't pollinate, we won't get the fruits and vegetables. So then our pie auction ties into that because we're using all the different fruits and vegetables to make pies with. So it all is a vicious circle
Mm-hmm.
to go around and keep the earth and take care of Mother Earth. So I think it's important that we realize that Earth Day is important and that we want to take care of our environment.
And like you mentioned there, it is kind of that full, we'll call it a smorgasbord or whatever, a cycle of, all right, well, the bees are necessary for the flowers are necessary to the bees. And then you've got the worms underneath the ground as well, too. Willie's Worm Farm, is this the first? You said this is another year of them coming out, actually.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm a little lacking in their knowledge, but I know that it was a hit, that the kids all enjoyed it last year, and that we were excited to have him come back this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has an extensive knowledge of worms and shares it really well with the kids, and they have an activity and they have a good time. I mean, it is a good time. It's probably geared for kids from preschool through 5th grade. There's activities for them to do that are very basic and simple on up to a little more complex. So it's geared for pre-K through 5th grade mainly, but we've got things that'll interest any age.
Well, and so now we're talking from the ground up. Now we're talking the worms, and then to the flowers, and then to the bees. And then you get to see the pies and everything kind of come together as well. Another interesting piece is the butter making that'll be taking place in the cabin. I'm excited for people to see the new cabin. Well, not the new cabin, but the renovated cabin that is out there already at the historical site. Butter making that's going on. Tell me a little bit about that, if you would.
Loretta Law is our log cabin. She has claimed, our board members kind of claim a building. And Loretta has claimed the log cabin, and she spearheaded the fundraising and stuff for the refurbishing of it. And it's kind of a place she loves to be. So butter baking is one of the things she likes to show the kids how to do. So they start out with small jars of whipping cream and shake it down until it becomes butter. And so they learn how that process, air, gas, liquid.
Watching it transform,
Yeah, how the science of making butter.
Yeah.
So she kind of explains that and lets the kids make butter and taste it. So that turns out to be pretty fun for them too, and getting them involved.
Warm pat of butter on top of your warm apple crisp already. There you go.
Can't go wrong.
Cannot go wrong there. And so I'm very, very excited for the Christian County Historical Society and Museum, their Earth Day celebration taking place on Sunday, April 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. Bee activities, Willie's Worm Farm. You've got flower seeds and learning about flower gardens through Emerald Gardens, and then Loretta Law and her butter making presentation as well. Free children's activities. We've got more to talk about when we return. Joining us in studio today is Jody Heberling. Jody is the co-president of the Christian County Historical Society. More to come on the morning show here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Are you tired of mud and slop? Are you sick of wasting money on a temporary solution? If you want your driveway fixed the right way, call the pros at Illinois Paving today. Our multiple layered solutions may be the right fit for you. We have the equipment and the know-how to do it right. So if you're sick of a temp fix and you're sick of the mud, call Cousin Bill at Illinois Paving today, 217-788-7777.
Baseball is a game of agility, power, and speed. That combination provides wonderful moments all season long.
Every hit, every home run, and every pitch. It all matters in a long season. Any moment could be the next moment that you don't want to miss.
I love bringing those moments to life for our listeners right here on the Cardinals Radio Network.
And I love how it sounds on the radio. Don't miss any of the action.
St. Louis Cardinals Baseball.
Cardinal Baseball, heard on WTIM, your information station. The Big 870 across central Illinois, 96.1 FM in Christian County, 107.5 FM in Shelby County, and 107.9 in the Payne-Nokomis area. It's brought to you by Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Crompton Pancoast, Nikes Floor Covering, Nicole Patrick with Country Financial, and Landmark of Taylorville.
Cardinals Baseball on the Big 870 across central Illinois, WTIM.
Hi, Christian County. This is Lou Johnson, General Manager at McLean in Taylorville. Looking for a rewarding career? We're expanding and hiring for warehouse positions, delivery drivers, and our driver trainee program. At McLean, you'll find competitive wages, comprehensive benefits, and real opportunities to advance. For 130 years, we've built our success on taking care of our team members. Join our award-winning company by applying at joinmclean.com. That's joinmclane.com, or visit us at 600 South Spresser in Taylorville. McLean is an equal opportunity employer. Go Tornadoes.
So you call your virtual insurance company to ask a simple question about your policy, but now you're on hold listening to this music while you wait and wait. Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and pick up the phone when you call, because you shouldn't be on hold so long that you memorize the music. That's simple human sense.
Call me, Casey McClure, at McClure-Helberg Insurance for all your insurance needs. 824-2266.
Central Illinois Truck Service is growing thanks to you. Owner Perry Stanfa here. Our new service manager, Jeremy Peters, and our certified technicians will keep your semi-truck engine rolling. Click my icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Taylorville is accepting new patients. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is co-president of the Christian County Historical Society, Jody Heberling, and we're talking their Earth Day celebration coming up Sunday, April 27th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. There's one piece that we want to make sure we hit on that we had not yet, and that is Lincoln presentations that'll be going on. Jody, take me away from there.
Well, we are part of the Looking for Lincoln tour in central Illinois. And so we're very proud of our courthouse where Lincoln actually practiced. So this year we've gotten Tom Pickett is going to do a couple of little short presentation segments about a watermelon experience that Lincoln had. And I think it'll be fun and enjoyable. Anybody that's been around Tom, he does a good job in whatever he does. So we're excited to have that. That'll be going on at 1:30 and 3 p.m. And right in the middle of that is the pie auction. And again, we don't that's going to be our main money maker for the day, is what's going to help us keep going. So if you've got a few minutes and want to bit on the pie, make sure you come out at 2. And then see Tom at 3, and those would be the main adult type activities that are going on. Most of the rest of them are geared for kids, but it'll be a fun time for anybody. And if the sun's shining and it's a beautiful day, it's a nice little area to get out and do a little bit of walking and enjoy and take a trip back in history.
I guarantee you, even though it might be geared towards kids, I guarantee you'll learn at least a little something. There's no way you know everything about bees that you think, or worms, or whatever the case might be. So as geared towards the kids as it is, I'm sure parents will find a way to enjoy it too. And it's probably a lot easier when the kids are occupied and learning, and then all of a sudden I can take a step back too. So I apologize.
So you can learn as you're exposing your kids to new exciting things, and it's great what you can pick up along the way. And if the kids are having a fun time, then your parents are having a fun time. So, but I don't want to shut out non-parents in that there's something for everybody out there. You'd be surprised when you walk through the Morrison house and you think, oh, I remember that. I remember when, you had to put the iron on the fire to heat it up to iron clothes. Not that many people iron clothes anymore, but just the simplicity of the things, that the way it was before, and the things that they did without, that we have no idea what luxuries we really have.
Very good point. And I think we oftentimes forget because we live such luxurious lives, probably. But it's just going to be a fun time to not only celebrate the earth, but be able to learn and also raise a little money while we're doing so as well. Anything else that you want to make sure we touch on here and talk about here, double down on, even when it comes to the Earth Day celebration?
Well, it's free. You can come out and get out of there for it. $20 for a drink and for the family. So we're not going to hold you up, and you'll have a fun day or afternoon. It's not even a full day. It's an afternoon, and great place to have dessert after lunch. And it'll be a fun day, and I'm running out of ideas.
No, you're okay. And it's just exciting for you guys, and also just kind of that throw you into the season. We're getting ready for the summer coming up and everything like that too. And so warm apple crisp with ice cream being served, root beer floats, you got free children's activities and the likes there about as well. One thing you had mentioned in the last interview that we had done about a month ago now was that you're having a cleanup day. And I was just wondering, how did that cleanup day go for you?
Well, it kind of got rained out on that day. We had a few people come out and work in some of the buildings. So there's still a lot of work that needs done outside, as far as raking leaves and cleaning off flower beds and that type of stuff. So we're constantly looking for volunteers that are willing to come out and give a couple hours here and there, keeping the place looking nice. It is such a jewel that so many people don't even know about. It's a shame. It's tucked in out there in front of the motel and across from the implement dealer, that it gets overlooked so often. But when you get people drawn in, it's amazing to hear them talk about, oh yeah, I was out here in school. So we still have school tours come out, and it's just a great opportunity to visit the era that Lincoln grew up in, because we've got the log cabin to the courthouse. His whole life story can be one-room schoolhouse, a house similar to what he would have had in the Capitol, and it's just a great place to come visit.
And a great time to do it would be Sunday, April 27th, from 1 to 4 p.m. with an Earth Day celebration. Earth Day being tomorrow. Did not even fully recognize or realize that. So I appreciate you filling me in there on that. But the Christian County Historical Society and Museum hosting an Earth Day Sunday, April 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. Jody, thank you so much for joining me here today. Excited for you guys and what's coming up on Sunday. Go enjoy some warm apple crisp with the Christian County Historical Society. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
All.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The sound of church bells echoes across Rome following word of the death of Pope Francis. A Vatican statement reads at 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the home of the Father. Correspondent Charles De Ledesma says the 88-year-old pontiff was just recently discharged from the hospital in Rome following a lengthy stay.
Francis suffered from chronic lung disease and had part of one lung removed as a young man. He was admitted to Gemelli Hospital in Rome on February 14 for a respiratory crisis that developed into double pneumonia. He spent 38 days there.
And the White House is extending its condolences.
In a message posted online, President Trump wrote, "Rest in